tell the people more about the advantages of our product.
They never lose their cool.
Expand your mind. But I've got a better source of information.
Yeah. Dirty 30, beat down Brown, E. Dot in the house. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
We good, man.
Man, yeah, we doing it up, man. We doing it up. Back here for another one, keeping it all hip hop for y'all. Up here representing. Got some end of the year things going on with this right here. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Surprising one, actually a refreshing one. Don't know if I 100% agree, but I don't argue with it as much. Mobb Deep Shook Ones Part 2, voted by a panel of trained ears as the greatest hip-hop beat of all time.
See,
how you feel
now
about that?
I'm gonna go back to what you were talking about as far as like the goat talk and how, you know, we said, hey man, enough is enough. It's like we're not done with hip hop. You know, I can't say of all time. You know, is it up there? Hell yeah, that shit is classic, but the greatest of all time? All time.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't co-sign that. Nah, it's tight, but again, enough with the goat talk. No.
I agree. I agree. What I'm going to do is what I normally don't do here, with the fact of, all right, first of all, this wasn't no randoms. Rolling Stone didn't put up this list, thank God.
Right.
It wasn't a bunch of just like, man, do y'all even listen to hip hop, cat?
Right.
It was panelists. You had DJ Epps, Cool from Cool and Dre, DJ Scratch, which gave it one, and then Torre. So DJ Scratch or Torre was who really sold it for me. No hate to Cool from Cool and Dre, but that was who put it there. And so looking at, we'll get back at the shook ones, but here goes the runner-ups, okay? And this was crazy because you got Still DRE by Dr. Dre. Shout out to Scott Storch, and we know what that piano line is.
Yes, sir.
That piano line is crazy, and I'm shocked that didn't win. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Just by the fact of that piano line. And I'm not saying that I would have voted that way, but I'm just saying, you know, I've watched more classical pianists than everybody else go from, you know, some Tchaikovsky or something like that, and then go into that line. So
I like that underline. What was that? That bass line, that ding, ding,
yeah,
that beginning, that right there,
and then flipping the harpsichords in there too.
Yes.
Yeah. Then you had Tribe Called Quest with Electric Relaxation. Yeah,
that's like, to me, I'm Team Tribe all day. So
yeah,
that beat is, you know, just it's in a class by itself.
What's funny about that is that came up in my head as like, yo, y'all, before I even read the article, like, y'all ain't gonna talk about Electric Relaxation, and then to see it sitting there is like, oh, okay, I wasn't the only one.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Mack's Flavor in Your Ear, them horns, man.
Horns.
And then Nas with New York State of Mind, and it's that airplane noise, man. For that state of mind, everything is dope, but the airplane noise. But I mean, half of Illmatic, because if you go there with The World Is Yours, The World Is Yours is so freaking epic,
dude. All of it. One Love, shit. Everything that, like you said, that album, because it had all of our favorite producers on it. It was like the dream team of producers at the time all came together and wanted Nas to win. Everybody put their hands on that damn album.
Let's be honest, that's the album, as everybody says, that broke hip hop, because before then you had one producer and your DJ, and that's who did your album. This was one of the first ones where it was like multiple producers just,
no ego,
you know, super friending up on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It was like, we got this hot dude with these fire ass lyrics. We got to come with our A game. Everybody take y'all egos at the door. Everybody team Nas. We got to get this cat over the finish line. And man, they put together a masterpiece from, you know, Large Pro, Pete Rock, Q-Tip. Shit, who am I missing? Primo. Shit. Damn, that's enough. But you know,
but I know we miss people on it. Come on, dog. And I mean, if we go, there was just way too, like you said, if we go back to even going back to Rick Rubin for a second, if we go back to Peter Piper, man,
Oh
So you're
my.
telling me there's a
Yeah.
more iconic beat than Peter Piper?
Yeah.
Jazzy Jeff took it to a whole nother level with his mix.
Yes.
I mean, come on, dog.
That's
I
what I said. Of
mean,
all time, you can't just single it down to just one track. This is hip hop we talking about. That's is built on. That's the backbone. It's the
yeah,
beat. You can't just select one. Nah.
nah.
Like I said,
But
shout out to Havoc, but nah,
but
nah.
where now here's where I'll flip on the other side of it though and say, boy, what a compilation of Sonics. Because I
That part.
remember during that time, I was strictly boom bap, and not saying that's not boom bap, but I was strictly boom bap. It was, BDP, it was Rakim,
Right.
whatever. I it was a little bit of NWA and all that stuff mixed in, but I was very set in my ways of how stuff, Black Moon. And so first
See,
of all,
stop, freeze, stop. That's what I was thinking of. What was that one? Come follow me. That
oh,
Black Moon joint.
and that
Yes.
was the remix. And that was the remix. Not Into the Stage. Was that Into the Stage?
No,
Because
damn it.
into the
All I
because
see is
all
the
the
video. I just
because
see the video.
what fucked me up about Black Moon, I want to say that was Into the Stage. Duck down. Oh, that's gonna piss me off because I know
Yep.
what you're talking about. Because what pissed me off about that first Black Moon album, because I went and copped that Black Moon album, and none of the album sounded like any of the tracks because every single joint that you heard was the remixes. And
Oh,
then they
okay.
went and then you had to go cop the single to
To
get
get the original.
to get
God
all
dang
to
it.
get all them joints. I know what you're talking about though.
Yep. We're gonna have to take a second, man. I'm gonna find
Uh-huh.
this some bitch, man. Damn it. I could
Yep, you hear me typing. How was that? How many MCs?
Yes, that's it. How many
Yes.
MCs? That beat right there to me, that's if any other youth want to know what was my hip hop, upbringing like, I play them that song or show them that video. That's the essence of my era of hip hop when I was like knee deep in it. That
Yo,
yeah, that was it.
Nervous Wrecked Records ran hip hop for me for a minute
Yeah.
between everything that the Evil D and M was dropping, everything
Mhm.
Black Moon, everything Smith and Wesson,
Yes.
everything Helter Skelter.
The whole
I
duck
mean,
down click. Yes.
oh my goodness,
So
that was
when you talk about beats, that
what.
how many
Come on,
MCs? That's
come
it.
on. Please listen to my demo, the
Oh my
crossover.
god.
Come
See,
on, can we talk
how
about
can you just
EPMD?
how can you just say Mobb Deep got that one beat? That's that beat. That's it. That's the
But
greatest
but
beat of hip hop. Come on,
here's where
man.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, okay?
All
Because
right.
once again, being a producer, that's like, how the fuck did they do it? First of all, you talk about cooking up crack and selling dope, and
Yeah.
you got the stove going for the hi-hat.
Yeah.
You got the gas stove burners going for the hi-hat. It gets no
Yeah.
more gutter than that, first
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Then that sample, the fact that you just slowed it out to get that noise,
Mhm.
that Herbie Hancock sample, and then them displaced ass pianos. Oh my fucking good. I have to give Havoc in that bootleg ass video credit because I swear I shot that video on like, I don't know. There is no camcorder that shot that video. That shit was they went to the future, got the first camera phone, went back
Yeah.
and shot it with that bitch. That video was horrible, but that
But
track was so damn hard.
it was
Like
the track.
it,
That was the track, man.
the only reason why, and this goes back to when we were talking about Hip Hop 50 and representation for so much of hip hop, because hip hop exists so many places.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, yes, if you go to New York, I don't know if there's a more recognizable joint than that. And wait, no, that's a lie. Cause Sound of the Police, man, with that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
See,
Never mind, man. We gonna stop
see,
talking.
there you go. See what I'm saying? I
Yo, this
told you,
is.
man. It's you
I'm tired of
can't
goat
do
talk.
that.
I'm
Thank you.
tired
You
of goat
said
talk
that.
because it's
You
just
said that a week ago. We
yeah,
can't be doing this goat talk, man. No.
because it's just too many. It's too many joints. It would have been better to be like, this is a mixtape of like the 30 to 50, since we're doing 50 years of hip hop, here
How
go
about
50
that?
of the most iconic joints. Like the
Thank
minute
you.
you hear it,
Thank you.
like,
That
come on,
part.
dog. Like,
But the
who do
greatest of
you
all
think
time.
of when
Stop.
and I mean, that go with samples, that go with everything. Because I mean, we eliminating Dilla catalogs, we
Man, see
eliminating
that?
like Dre Productions, we eliminating all types of things. And look, that little splash of the organ and that little wire at the beginning of Sprinkle Me. Come on,
See?
dog. And I
See what I'm
wasn't listening
saying?
to 40 like that back in the day.
Right.
But you knew what was up the minute you heard that. Because it used to mess me up hearing Suave House stuff because it started that.
Yeah, you
You'd be
thought
like,
it was.
wait, 40. Like,
Yep.
oh no,
Nope.
this Swap House. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nick, of all time, stop with the goat talk, and y'all need y'all butts whooped for coming together and, like you said, and trying to just break it down into just one song. You can't. This is hip hop we talking about. It's not one song. Depending on how you feeling,
Yeah.
because look at the runner up. The runner up it wasn't a hard beat, but it was pure hip hop, electric relaxation. It
Yeah.
was far from hard. It was dude talking about getting with a chick, and
Yeah.
and then you got shook ones, and it's like it's too. Come on, man.
If we talk it, like I said, if we talk about New York, you might be up there, man.
Yeah.
You might be up there. But it's like if you talk about iconic shit, we still gotta look at stuff like Lean Back. Da, 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 da. The minute that hit, everybody know what's about to come on.
Even niggas in Paris.
Yeah.
Come on, man. What you call it? Hit Boy? I mean, it's a banger. It's hard. The cats delivered their verses on that. Yeah, you just can't. To me, you cannot just say one particular song. That's just your opinion. I get
Yeah.
that. And these dudes came together as a collective and voted that this is the best song in hip hop. I call BS.
Yeah.
I call
Because
BS.
also what I didn't think about is the horns for Annie Up, man.
See, which one?
the original.
Yeah.
And then you get homeboy yelling, whatever he said.
You talk about iconic. Yes.
I will run through a damn building with that joint. You throw either version of Annie Up, I could get 5 work days done in one day.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it caught my attention, man. I was like, man, I gotta go back, and talk to Beat Down on this one because come on, man, they talk me down because I'm a little upset that they only narrowed it down to they had what 5 that they broke it down to, but they picked that one. Like I said, shout out to Have, man. He did his thing on that beat, but that ain't it of all time. That ain't it.
If we're gonna go there. There's only one right answer, and it's not the answer that everybody loves, and that's going to be Apache.
Oh my God,
that's going to be Apache because Apache, everybody has sampled it, everybody's flipped it some different way, but there's one group that made it first with the sample of the Incredible Bongo Band. So if you want to say this is the most iconic beat in hip hop, Sugar Hill Gang. First of all, they're the first recorded rap record with the Rapper's Delight.
Yeah.
But then Apache might be because everybody north, south, east, west, internationally, everybody has flipped the Incredible Bongo Band. And not saying they wouldn't have flipped it, if they never flipped it, but we know the first group that did it. So if we are going to do the GOAT, what happens a lot of times, if you're going to do GOAT talk is not going to be the GOAT you wanted to elect.
See that part. That's why I said you can't do it. Then stop doing it. If you can't do it right, then stop doing it. Because y'all did it completely ass backwards. Because again, y'all left so much out. How y'all gonna talk GOAT talk and y'all narrowed it down to just that era right there. Because that was all damn near in the same era. Those songs that they picked was just in that same era. It's like, dude, hip hop is forever, evolving. That's why I was like, dude, hip hop ain't dead. It's not over. So you can't just say this is it for 50 years. This is the best beat. No.
And let's go there. If you want to talk about iconic, the drums off of Bombs Over Baghdad.
Dude, what was the BPMs on that shit?
1 million. Hey, they started that video out right. My man was running for that video. You started out running on that video because that's what you was doing when you took off.
My God, that is You talk about that's an iconic beat right there. That's
Yeah.
a beat for your ass.
And then to
Oh
go
my
do the
god.
MPC chops during the breakdown
Yes.
on it,
Yes.
that is
Yes.
still like,
Yes.
yo, that was finger drummers paradise.
Man. Yeah.
Shit.
Shit.
They
So
worked all the memory bandwidth out of that poor ass MPC for that shit.
pretty much it's still smoking. It's still smoking. They ain't touched it since. They put that bad boy up on a shelf and was just like, let that cool off for a little bit.
That motherfucker broke.
But yeah, man. Shout out to the panel who made who tried to make an attempt on uh trying to narrow down one specific beat that defines hip hop.
You gotta have more. You gotta have more people from more places.
Yeah.
This is one. This will you got to have more age brackets involved. Honestly, this would be one that it would be an interesting argument panel. I would like to see the process of them arguing about it more so than anything else. And like I said, you need young, old, you need folks from across the pond, because that's where you get your true aspect. When you get people where hip hop is not from talking about what they think of when they first think of hip hop.
Yes.
Like, yo, when I think of hip hop, the first thing I think about is
boom.
This
got to be on the list. Yeah.
Because that adds more credence to me, because it's like you don't have a dog in the fight per se. Like, oh no, it's going to be a Brooklyn joint because I'm from Brooklyn. Yo, Queens is going to represent.
Right.
You know, nah, we got to take it out west. When you all the way out there,
you're
like,
the
no.
Yeah.
When I hear it, when we vote, this need to be like an NBA coaches poll. You got 30 motherfuckers up there voting on this shit plus writers.
You just sparked something,
go
man.
there.
Maybe we need to do a show and just put that out there and have people chime in and vote, you know, all over, you know, go ahead and pass that around. We have to kick that around a little bit and see if we come up with something and revisit this topic and do it our way. And, you know, all we got to do is just record it and put it out there and see what the people, you know, what they say about it. You know,
actually, I think I'm gonna push it out there. We ain't been using our community feed. I think I'm gonna go ahead and you know, push the community feed out there, see what we come up with.
Okay, yeah, man,
that makes sense.
Yes, you know, so it won't look like we hating, we the old grumpy old men. We want other people's, you know, to chime in their perspective, and also to, you know, like you said, man, it would be. I'm a little curious about when they think of hip hop, you know, what beat resonates with them. So yeah,
because what we rattle off like 15 or so that wasn't on their list. Like straight up stuff like, yo, man, this. And like I said, all of it ain't stuff I like.
Right. But
and even one of it was from a group that's like, okay, yeah, other people used it better, but they used it. And they are the ones. So it'd be like that. All right, I'm begrudgingly going into this next one. All right, so first off, this goes out to you, Remnant. My man, Juice Be Smooth. You asked for it. I said we wasn't gonna do it. E-Dot said I was wrong, and it made the list. So we gonna talk about it. And you done already got part of this conversation in the DMs when we was talking about this. But yo, here it go. Go ahead, man. Drop it on them.
Uncle Murda's 2023 wrap up. It's I looked on YouTube because I was like, oh shit, I didn't even listen to it yet. I listened to it this morning and I ended up accidentally listening to part 2. I didn't know it was different parts to the damn thing.
3 parts to it.
Yeah,
3 parts to it.
Yeah. And I jumped on, I was like, hold on. Oh shit, I'm on part 2. So I had to go back and, you know, listen to the first verse. And I was like, this dude, what is he? Oh, the Diddy talk. And I was like, dude, get back to the shit. Nobody's worried about this individual. You spoke your piece, move on. But, you know, I guess I'm just in that different space right now. Like I was explaining to you earlier, man, I think I stopped listening to like the wrap up when it was with
Mad Skills.
With Mad Skills.
Skills.
Yeah, because then, you know, he had the skills to actually do it. And now Uncle Murda's version of it, man, it's watered down. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of it. You know, he's talking about, well, I can't say I'm not a fan. It's just, it doesn't resonate with me because he's talking about folks I don't listen to. You know, he's talking about Sexy Red and not, you know, I'm like, huh? Okay, yeah, man. Go ahead, do your thing. Diddy.
Here go
Who else? Go ahead, man.
here goes my beef with Uncle Murder when he started. First of all, we come from the end of hip hop, like you said, you stated numerous times, and I agree with you. Everything nowadays sounds like one continuous song.
Yes.
So biting is not just allowed, it's embraced.
Yeah.
But coming from out of that, um, Skills literally built this platform and ran
Yes.
with it for over a decade. And
Yeah.
he did it tastefully with decorum, covered stuff that was impactful as well as stuff that was silly or whatever.
Right.
But nobody truly hated his guts after he did a wrap up. Like he still was able to show his face and be around people, and they would
Yeah.
be like, "Ah, you got me on that one," or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
And it was what it was, or oh dang, you really put me out there on that one, huh? And it
Right.
was what it was. He didn't harp on stuff. He didn't go at people in such a egregious manner that was like, man, fuck Skills. It was
Right.
just like, oh damn.
I'm
You had a couple people like the minute I did that shit, I knew I was gonna be on the wrap up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you could
right.
literally people was up there like, I knew I was gonna be on the wrap up the minute this happened.
Yeah.
It, whatever. It was almost like screaming out world star.
Yeah.
And to be a cat from Virginia and with the East Coast aesthetic that resonated across all of hip hop in that manner, that was dope. Uncle Murder, and you know I love a troll. So the fact that I don't resonate with Uncle Murder is weird because I love a troll. But he's an asshole, and I like an asshole. But he's a different, but he's a different end of it where it's just like, nah, man, nah, not at all. And with that being said, the vitriolic nature in which he approaches the whole thing is
Yeah.
disrespectful and kind of whack. And I don't rock with him and I don't bump with him because when he first brought it out and Cass kept bringing it to Mad Skill's attention, Mad Skill's like, oh, okay, he's doing it, whatever. We'll see how long he stick with it. Other people tried and they didn't stick with it.
Right.
And he didn't like that comment and kept poking the bear, actually throwing little jabs at Skills while Skills was still doing it. And Skills was like, all right, yo, don't nobody listen to that shit past the 85. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't go nowhere past Jersey. And
Damn.
Homeboy decided he was gonna go harder at diss Skills till Skills had to literally punch him in the mouth on a diss and go on the radio station and clown him for being a biter and a hater. So I don't rock with him because of that.
Okay.
Because just like you literally bit something, you trolled your way into it to make yourself relevant because you weren't relevant doing it.
He
And
pulled
then,
he pulled a 50,
yeah,
but it didn't work out. Well, it's
it
working out for him
it's
somehow, but
working
it's
out
not.
now only because of the absence. Because the fact of the
Right.
matter is, people, when 50 pulled a 50, everybody had to respond, and 50 was undeniable. You're
Yeah.
trying to pull for 50's playbook, and it still wasn't resonating. That's what the crazy part was. Like, you're like, okay, I'm checking out Uncle Murder this year, but Uncle Murder has now been doing this for like 7, 8 years, and ain't nobody been listening.
Yeah. You're right.
It's
You're right.
like, and then to Skills did it in a manner of, he's like, yo, dog, I can get the whole wrap up done in under 10 minutes. You drop in 15, 20 minute,
Part one, part
half
two,
hour
part
one.
three, and it's like, dude, you just telling a story.
You're
It ain't a wrap up. You just telling a story.
and it's not barring up. You're literally, it's like literally going. It's rap Twitter feed, but there's no. How can I say it? And I know some cats don't have the poetic bars. They just spit what
Right.
they spit.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why you got cats that's thugs, and you got cats that like, oh, they just thug rap, and you got cats that's like, nah, he's still an MC, even though he got me
Right.
wishing I had a wrist in the pot. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Right.
reason why Griselda is doper than half these drill boys. It's what and how they spit it. Conway got flow. Conway got
Right.
a certain finesse to it. Stove God got a
Right.
certain finesse to it. What's my man Pusha T? The reason why he could literally be a 65-year-old dope dealer. I know he ain't that old, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Whole boy been spitting about cooking up pies since
For
like I don't know
years.
1982.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the reason why is because of how he spits it, what he spits about, and how he flips it. You just up there like, by the way, Diddy got arrested for and talked about for this, and nah, man, it don't sit with me. And like you said, then you talk about stuff that's just like you could best leave it unsaid. Because I do sit with. Did you see the Trick Daddy video where Trick Daddy just said you a clown ass nigga and
Yeah.
you's a bitch?
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, Trick Daddy didn't look like he's on coke. That's the best Trick Daddy that looked in his life in a long time. And that
Right.
man was straight up and down, and I'm with him. Why are you going off on literally, to poke a little fun at what Lizzo did? Because Lizzo was laughable and was fucked up what she did.
Right.
But you didn't even hit with the fact that like Lizzo is up there women's empowerment and was up there depowering women. You just said Lizzo calling people fat, and how you going? That's like calling pot to kill the
pot,
kettle calling the pot black,
right.
Whatever. It's like, dog,
the wordplay is terrible.
Yeah,
it is terrible.
There's no
like
wordplay. There's nothing.
Yeah, coming from like I said, the era of skills. Yeah, like dude, either you bar up or you just stop. And he can't compete. It's just like you said, he's only person in that space right now. I still would love to see if Skills come back out and then start doing it again, but he done moved on.
He literally stepped up for one at the close of the pandemic, and he did one that was more inspirational than the other one.
Yes,
and he made a whole production out of it because of how crazy the whole pandemic thing was. And he's like, "Yep, I literally wasn't going to do this, but because everybody was rocking with me real hard with the DJ sets and everything during this, I came back out of retirement at the wrap up to do this last one, and I'm going back into retirement."
He need to come out just so Uncle Murda could stop. Like, dude, just stop. If you don't sound like him, don't attempt. I understand there's always different variations, but that's just terrible. Sorry, Remnant fam, Juice. That shit sucks, fam. That dude, he ain't got it. He ain't got it. That's all.
It's hard to if he was the original, then it might resonate more and it'd be like, okay, it's something to look at or whatever. But because you ripped it off, because you stole it, because you're running with someone who did it better, it's just like going off into it. It's like you can't talk about somebody as a sick shooter after you see Steph Curry play. Like somebody else can have a jumper and it could be wet and they could score points, but it's like, yo, Steph Curry, I think he shot from the locker room during the game. It's like he inbounded it into the hoop. It's just that's what Skills was. Skills, he did it in a manner, like I said, when you can do it in a manner where you are airing, you tastefully decide what dirty laundry to and not to air. And on top of that, you could air it and people aren't pissed.
Yeah. It's like a badge of honor. Like you made it to Skills wrap up. Now it's corny. It's corny. He made it corny.
Come on, Ja Rule called it out twice, and Ja Rule is quick for beef. When he went and misquoted the city he was in, he made one. And then when he had Fire Fest, he's like, "Yep, I'm on it. I know I am." This is a cat that literally fought a nigga. This is a nigga that fought a nigga over beef and over having his name in his mouth. He's up there like, "Yep." He's like, "I know I'm on another one this time around."
And that's what it should be. Now it's just, it's watered down. It's terrible. There's no there. And it's like, dude, I'm waiting for you to say something. And you didn't make me sit here and listen to this. And you didn't say shit. You know what I'm saying? You really ain't say shit. Like, give me something like, oh man, I slept on that. I didn't know that happened. Like you just reading what's going down, on TMZ. That's it. It's a TMZ wrap up. That's what he do.
What I will give him, and this is not a compliment, is very much of the era right now.
Okay, I got you.
It's very much of the era. It's like there's no seasoning. There's no you ain't got no sazon, no sofritos, no adobo. You ain't got nothing, my man. It's
terrible buffet. It's a terrible buffet. You got a whole bunch of stuff that just tastes like blah. That's what it is. It's a terrible ass buffet. But that's I knew it was official with me and Uncle Murda with the fact of when I gave y'all that, what was it, 110 deep, 120 deep, and he was the cat up there going after everybody else on the track. And it's up there like, for real, dog. So come on, man.
Everybody else up there, even if they throwing little barbs or whatever, they doing their thing.
Right.
But you the cat that's like, oh, and fuck everybody else on this track. And why'd you get on it, nigga?
See,
it's just like your brand is particular brand is garbage.
So that being said, thank y'all again for thank you. I'm sorry for another great session. And
The
yeah,
one
man.
thing I do want to bring up, because we got a
What's up?
couple seconds left to, reach our
Yeah, yeah.
quota. Cat Williams, man. Boy, boy, boy.
Real quick.
That was the wrap up.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah,
wrap up
that's
right
the
there,
wrap
man.
up. Here you go.
And
That's
the
the wrap
receipts
up.
keep rolling. Cats getting mad,
They
but the
ain't just
receipts
getting
keep
mad.
rolling
They
in,
they
man.
coming out. Most cats, if it ain't true, then then speak your piece. All these other cats coming out here, they just saying, well, I feel that I have to defend. No, he got you. He got you dead to rights. He got you. And
Uncle
that's what
Murder,
it
if
is.
you want to learn how to do it and hit cats in the throat,
Watch
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 that
that
Cat Williams
movie.
interview.
Yes, sir.
Watch that
Yes,
Cat
sir.
Williams interview. Have your
That's how you do
receipts
it.
so tight
Yeah.
and say it in such a manner to where it's undeniable. Because even when he said about the sad still in the joke thing, because that stuff pop up on my timeline with comedy
Yeah.
hype and all that stuff. I don't half the time I don't pay attention to it. And I went and looked. There's like, oh yeah, I remember that off the Comic View. But and in my heart of hearts, because I am a sad fan,
Yeah.
I try to sit back. Well, my favorite sad joke ain't a stolen joke, right? That's what I said. That's what made me feel better. And then my wife came to me, was up there, like, I was like, at least it ain't Bominicious. And then my wife hit me in the face with, Bominicious is a stolen joke. I was like, what you mean Bominicious is a stolen joke? And we 80s babies, so we grew up on sitcoms. And
Yeah.
we just went through all the Golden Girls and Night Court and all that stuff. But we also went through Designing Women. Why was it Anthony Bouvier from New Orleans up there talking to Delta Burke's character, talking about when the lady of the house had to write a check for his cousin? It's like, so I don't know how to spell Bominicious. Well, all these
Mm.
years I told you, my name is kind of long. You don't have to call me that. You can call me
Tell me
by
by
my
my
initials.
initials.
I was like, son of a bitch, you stole a joke from fucking Designing Women? So the receipts between Cube popping up and all the receipts coming in.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
everybody getting called out. Kevin Hart can be happy and talk trash during an NBA game, but dog, he said it straight up. I listened to Chappelle's podcast. I listened to the Midnight Miracle with Most Def and Talib, and he had Lil Man on there, and the whole thing, what Kevin Hart says, like, yo, his deals were straight before he came to the West Coast. He ain't had no come up on the West Coast. And what you notice is, just like Chappelle was and Burr and all them, he's an East Coast comic.
Yes.
You came up on the East Coast.
East Coast.
So when you got to the West Coast and you was rolling with some heavyweights, you was rolling with Patrice and all them.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to lie. It's cool. You did cut your chops. You just didn't cut your chops over here.
Out west. Right. You
your
wasn't at the
story could be
comedy
your
shop
story.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You were already doing your thing. You, like you said, he had the sitcom, he had the movie, all that stuff. You weren't there. You just wasn't there. That's it.
Your Cinderella story is the fact that it had a Cinderella ending. You don't have to make your Cinderella story by making it up and pushing it over here to make it something greater than it was. But I guess Chappelle told us a long time ago at Chappelle show, he's like, don't let me write my own autobiography because I'm gonna lie on it. He's like,
of course.
He's like, I can't write Antoine Fisher because I'm a lie all over it. So yeah, Kev lied all over it.
But yeah, if y'all get a chance, check out that full interview on
it's worth
Shannon
it.
Sharp on Club Shay Shay. And yeah, man, that shit was deep. I mean, god dang, that was deep. But I'm glad, he pointed out to Shay. Shay was like, man, I'm gonna get canceled after this. Cat was like, no, the complete opposite. He was like, Oprah coming near next. He was like, bro, you about to, and you check out, you see the views?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Man, I watched it probably a week late and it was through the roof.
Yeah.
And there's been more shorts, more clips, more responses, more everything.
He owed Cat a check. So
man, he owed
Cat a check for that one because he
owed Cat a check. He owed Cat a cut off of all his guest lists coming up because if
everybody want to come back, he's like Cat said, everybody gonna circle back, to get their shit off. So yeah, it's coming.
Folks gonna circle back. Hey, look, don't be shocked if Kwame Brown pop up on there. Kwame's like, well, he had one for you. Watch what I got.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah. So thank you once again for a wonderful show. Thank you to all the viewers and subscribers.
Indeed.
Thank y'all for everybody checking us out. Make sure y'all liking, sharing, and subscribing. We
Mhm.
appreciate y'all. We'll be back in another week, man. Peace.
Peace.